Hello lovely people, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to sew a lapel jacket. I want to thank you so much for your support. Therefore, if you are watching me and you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. And so this is for the back. Let me open this up. I have extra 1 inch here. This is for the back and this is for the front. We'll put this aside and then do the measurements on the back one. What I have here is basic bodice drafting, and I have a video on how to draft basic body patterns, so you can refer to that video and understand, but I'm going to take you through what I have here. The length of the top is 24. I have extra here. The extra here is going to be for sewing allowance and also to fold the fabric up. I am going to add all my allowances on this. So when I put it on the fabric, I am not going to add any allowance. So this is the length. Now I have this line here as my starting point, and this is 1 inch. I'll do something at the waistline here, and I'll need this for extra allowance. Okay, now when we come here, this is my back. From here to here is my back measurement. The back I am using is 7. That is 14. So divided into 2 is 7. Now what I have here is 8.5, and that is because I'm going to use the dart I'm going to use is going to be shoulder dart, and so I will join it together. I'll cut it into 2 and then join it together. And so when I do that, it's going to reduce the back dart by 1 inch. So instead of 7, I added 1 to 8 to make it 8. Then plus half for joining the sleeve to 8. Okay, and so from there I did my armhole. Okay, so from here to here is 8.5. That is the armhole I'm using is 17 divided by 2 is 8.5. And so I drew it here, and that is where I did my armhole, did the shoulder slope. And what I have here is my waist. That is from shoulder to waist is 16. I added half inch to 8 to make it 16.5, and then the length is 24. So I came up by 2 inch for a dart line. So this is the dart line or dart point, and then I have extra allowances here. So for the neck width, what I have here is 2.5. This is the starting point, so I place it here and marked 2.5. so this is 2.5. I'm using 2.5 because my client is a smallish person, but if you are a bit plumby, use 3 inches. So 2.5, and then did my shoulder in my shoulder slope. Then here is the back neck is 1 inch. So 1 inch is what I have here, and then join it together. Okay, so we are going to place our dart, and this is the dart line. Now from this point I have 4 inches. I have 4 inches and 4 inches and then 4 inches here. So I'm going to draw the dart, but from here I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I'm going to come down by 1 inch, and that's where the dart is going to start from. Okay, then the middle point here, I'm going to mark half inch on each side. Half inch here, half inch here. Hope you see it also. Half inch here, half inch here, 1 inch here, and I'm going to join it. And so from this 1 inch down, I am going to mark my darts. Then I'm going to join it to this point. Okay, so I'll measure 4 inch here because I'm going to divide it into 2. 4 inch here, and then I'll extend the line to the down here. So this is it. And then when I come to the shoulder line, I'm going to divide this shoulder line into 2. So I have 6 inches here, and when I divide it into 2, it's going to be 3 inches. So this is it, and then I'm going to join it to this line, I'm going to join it straight. So this is it. So cut it this way and straight. So this is it for the back part. Now when you come to the waistline here, in order for the dress to sit very well at the back, I am going to we don't want any fold at the waistline, so I'm going to come in here by half inch, so half inch. And then with this half inch, I'm going to join it to this line, and then join this half inch also straight to the line here. Okay. Okay, so this is it. Now because I will cut it and I will have to join it, as I said, I'm adding all my allowances on the fabric, and so because of that, this half line I'll maintain it. You see this half line here, I'll maintain it. Now I'll come here by half. I'm going to come here by half an inch also here. Okay, then I'm come here to half an inch, and then there will be half an inch here also. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to join this half here to this. So it means at the end of the day, when I cut, I will sew on this line. Okay. Then I'm going to join this straight. Hope you get it. So when I'm cutting, I'm going to cut on this line this way straight. But when I'm sewing, when I'm joining, I will join on this line. Do you get it? I'll join on this line straight. Hope you get it. So this is it. And so after doing it this way, the next thing you're going to do is add your measurements, divide your measurements into 4, add them, and then your extra allowances. Me, I have all my allowances here, and then this 1 inch here, you add it to the waist allowance, and then here too, because you will join half here, you will join. So 1, you add it to 8. Now when I come here, the bust is, when I make this is shoulder to bust, which is 11. So this is the bust line. I didn't take the bust line measurement from here. Now the bust line, this is the exact line and the actual line. So the bust is 32 divided into 4 is going to be 8. I added 1 because I'll join this, and then that makes it 9, then plus 2, 1, 2, 11. And so I have 11 here. Now when I come to the waist, it's 26. I'll place it exactly on this line. So 26, that is 6.5. This is it, plus this is 1. I'm going to cut this 1. So it's going to be 7.5 plus another 1 for joining. Okay, or half inch. You can make it half inch. So I made it half inch. So 8, then the rest 1, 2 allowance. You see, when you come to the hip, this is the dress length. Okay, so I place it exactly on this line, and then this is the hip is 38, which is 9.5, that is 38 divided by 4 is 9.5, plus 1 to join, and then the rest is allowance. Okay, now I didn't say this, but let me say it. How to determine the width of the fabric you will need is your larger part of the body, and that is the hip, because the top is going to get to the hip side. So the hip side divided into 4 plus at least 3 inches allowance, that is at least. Then use it to get the fabric. Then you add 1 inch here for this, and also join it. Okay, so we are going to cut this out. I'm not cutting the neck and the shoulder now. So before I'll cut all this, I'm going to place this on my front pattern and then trace this out. So this is what I'm using for the front. Now when you look at it, you realize that this, I have some inches up here and I have some here. What I have here is 4 inches. 4 inches, you can make it more. And what I have up here, I think is 5.5 inches, almost 6 inches. You can make it 5 or more, depending on how we are going to get our collar from here. Now when you come to the armhole, this is for front, so I have front armhole. But with this is the back, so no front armhole, just the back armhole. I didn't come in, but this one I came in. And then I have now with this, with the front part, you mark the exact bust point. And so this is the exact bust point is 11, and then I came down by half. You can come down by 1, but I came down by half, and that is okay. The waist 16 plus half, and then this is the dress length, then I'll go up by 2 inches, so it's exactly the same. So now with the neck area, this is 2.5, then 2.5 also here. You can, as I said, if you're a bit plumby, you can make it 3 inches, and that will be okay. So I will fold this line, this original line. I'll fold it in this way, and I'm going to place it on it and get everything equally, pin it and then trim it out. Okay, so this is it. So I'll put this one aside and then concentrate on this one too. Divide it into 2, just as I did for the back, and that is going to be 3 inches. So you see, I will not add any allowance to it. I have all my allowances in there. Okay, then I'm going to join it from this point to this. Okay, then I'm going to extend this 4 inches. I'm going to extend it. So half inch here, half inch here. Okay, so we're going to cut this now. I am going to, this is where I'm going to get our lapel. I am going to measure 1.5 here for my buttons and also sewing allowance. So 1.5 here and 1.5 here. It's just going to be here. I want my lapel, the breaking point, to be at the waistline. So my 1.5 is going to end here. Okay, so this is it. So this is going to be pattern allowance. 1.5 is a bit too much for me, so I'm going to take a quarter from it. Just a quarter from it. So this is it. We'll draw it straight here. So this is it, straight to this place, and then you can join it with a straight ruler to this, or you can curve it a bit this way. So I'm going to curve it. I don't want it straight. I'm going to curve it a bit. So this is it, and so you are going to cut it this way. So after this two, we are going to join the same to the neckline here. You are going to join it. So what we'll do is we'll measure 0.25, that is quarter, so we'll place it here and then mark this place. And then we'll use to blend it very well. You see? Then we are going to join this. Then we are going to join this also to this. It's also going to help in cutting the neck collar. So I'll just extend it here. Okay, so this is it. To get this neck, I am going to cut this. So I'll measure what I have here. I'll measure what I have here. That's 3 inches. And I'm going to add it here on this line. 3 inches. This is it. So I will join it. Okay, from here I'm going to measure 0.5 from here. 0.5. 0.5. Then I will extend the line to the 0.5. Then I'm going to measure my neck width, the neck collar wideness. I'm going to measure 4 inches. This one I'm not going to add allowance to it. After everything I'll add allowance. When I'm cutting the neck, then I'll add the allowance. If I want to add allowance, I can add 5 inches, but I'm going to measure 4. I want 4 inches. So I'm bringing it up here. We are not going to make it straight. So 4 inches. Now I'm going to join this to it this way. So this is it. Okay, I want my neck collar to start from this middle here. You can decide to let it start here. So if you want to start it here, then maybe you measure where you want it to start from. So maybe you want it to start from 2 inches or 1 inch. So you measure, then you are going to join it to that. But I want it here, so I'm going to, and I want it to be equal with what I have here. So I'm going to measure and see. This is it. Okay, this is it. So even if not equal, at least this is 4 inches here, so I'm going to measure 3 inches. 3 inches here. So let me see the space I have here. 1.5, 3 inches here. Then I'm going to join this and join this. I'm going to join the points. And I'm going to use this curve to curve it. Okay, and so this is for the back. You are going to place it on a fabric and then cut this out. Okay, so this is it. This is the back. We have 2 of it, 2 of each. So at the end of the day, we have 4. I'm going to cut for the sleeve, and the armhole I'm using is 17. So I'm going to join it together this way. 8.5. So I have 8.5 here. Then I have extra 2 inches for allowance, which is okay. The length for the sleeve is 23 plus 1 in 24. Then I have about 1, 2, 3. This 3 inches, I'll pull it inside, and so that's okay. So I have a video on how to cut basic sleeve, so you can refer to it, but still let me go over this. Let me do it here. I'm going to measure 11 plus sewing allowance. So this is it for the sleeve. I'll bring you a video on how to join all these together. So this is the back part, this is the back, this the sleeve with its lining, and this is the front part, the side and the middle of it. So this is the actual dress, and this is the facing for it. Okay, so this is it. We are done for today. I'll bring you a video on how to join these together. Thanks so much for watching. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like and share the video. Bye bye.